I have not been this excited for a TCG since 2017 when I discovered Dragon Ball Super Masters.
Your wish has been granted.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brent, and I am the People's Champ. Today, we are going to be taking a look at a brand new TCG that has been recently announced. It is the Cyberpunk TCG. Now, there is three things you should know about me. I love Dragon Ball, I love Dungeons & Dragons, and I certainly love Cyberpunk. So when I heard about a new TCG being released for Cyberpunk, it's just literally called Cyberpunk TCG, I got so excited, my head exploded, and I knew I just wanted to make content for it. I wanted to make an announcement video about it because I'm going to be following this from here on out, hopefully getting my hands on cards, hopefully being able to get a hold of them and experience this TCG, and I'm really hoping the best for it. So let's go ahead and let's check out a little bit of information that I've learned about it. I've created a little bit of a slideshow to present to you guys. So starting off, we have the Cyberpunk TCG. Who is making this? We have CD Projekt Red. Now, everybody knows who CD Projekt Red is. CD Projekt Red is the people who partnered up with Mike Pondsmith and were able to create the Cyberpunk 2077 video game. So, of course, we all know how the release went. It went rough, but then it got fixed and made better. But the newcomer here is Weirdco. Weirdco is a newcomer to the TCG world. So let's go ahead and learn a little bit about Weirdco. Who is Weirdco? Just based off of this mission statement, our goal is to build a community with soul that fosters the magic of trading cards that we grew up with. No AI in our games, no compromise. Weirdco exists for players who want to feel, create, and connect. So just based off this mission statement alone, I feel like I could respect what they're trying to do. They're staying away from my AI. They want to keep it grassroots, want to keep it organic as possible. So like I said, they are new to the world of creating their own TCGs. Weirdco does have experience with working on TCGs, though. They worked on Marvel Snap, Duel Masters and Universes, and a few more that I don't really know off the top of my head, but this was listed off of the IGN interview that they did, and I will link that in the description down below if you want to read that interview for yourself. A lot of good information there, but this was announced just a couple of days ago, so information is very, very small. So what do we know from what we learned from the IGN interview? So for the initial release, their primary goal is to represent the core identity of Cyberpunk 2077. This means that the first game is going to be themed around the game itself and feature all of our fan favorite characters like V, Johnny, Panam, Judy, Adam, Smasher, and more. Of course, we all love Adam Smasher, we all love V, and of course there'll be apparently different variations of this. Well, now that could just mean rarity, or that could be just like a V with a different types of ability than this other V, like in the video game when you have Corpo V versus Street Kid V versus Nomad V. So there could be just different variations in that aspect. Now, granted, there's probably going to be some alt art rarities of these cards. Of course, any TCG worth its salt needs alt art variants of the cards. So there's chase, get the shiny cards. We got to have the shiny cards. Now, what we also do know is that there is a hype trailer out there. We will be reacting to the hype trailer and kind of digest and figure out and consume what they've revealed to us with the revealed trailer. But another important thing that we need to know, like I said before, they're going organic, no AI. So Elliot Cook, which is the Weirdco president, has stated in the interview with IGN that for set 1, they have been working with 20 different artists such as Ido, Vincenzo Riccardi, excuse me for butchering that name, Joshua Raphael, and they're there to help bring the world of Cyberpunk to life in each individual card in this new game. So this is just a couple of sample cards that I put up, sample art that I put up, the key art that they revealed in the IGN interviews. I mean, if you take a look at that, I mean, obviously those are some beautiful artworks. We got some of obviously recognizable faces there, and of course, lastly, it is crowdfunded. So the initial set 1 will be funded via Kickstarter. Now, people have their feelings about Kickstarters. People have, past discrepancies with it, but I think that this one can be successful. And I think just based off the mission statement alone, what I know about CD Projekt Red and what I've learned about Weirdco is that it has all the best intentions. Of course, this is a huge IP, and they want to see it succeed, but they need us, the people, to be able to show that we want this TCG in a world of TCGs in a very saturated market. We got to prove to them that we want this, and I, for one, want this. Now, what you're seeing on the screen here is if you sign up for the mailing list to get all the incoming information about this TCG incoming, you will also be able to get this Nova Rare Lucy card. So this is from the Edgerunners anime. So this tells us that maybe not right off hand with 2077 features in the set one, but we will also get Edgerunners content for the card. So because we got Lucy here, an alt art Nova Rare Lucy. Now, the card text that we see on these is obviously not going to be final because they're still developing it, but they got the flavored text here. We got got this feeling you and I would make a pretty good team, hitting us right in the feels of the anime. And of course, there is one skill that is listed on there. At least I believe it's a skill. It's called overclocking. Now, I have my thoughts on what that could be, but that is for a later video. I'm going to be doing a video kind of putting out my predictions of what this card game is going to be like. So let's go ahead and kind of pull up the hype trailer so that I can kind of give my initial reactions. Semi-initial. I've already watched this once, but I want to kind of go over it with you guys and see my thoughts on it and kind of point out some things that I want to talk about. All right, so we have the Cyberpunk trading card game hype trailer, the one that's pasted on YouTube that you can go look at. I will paste down a link below so you guys can watch this yourself, kind of dig deeper into the cards themselves that feature on there. But there will be some pausing and stopping and starting as I kind of see cards pop up, and I, of course, kind of maybe pull out some like little threads and hints here. God, I love this game. I don't know if you guys play 2077, but you should, absolutely. Okay, so let's put that back real quick. Let's bring that back. So it looks like, these are unit cards. So there's legends and then there are units. So legends are like, the V cards, the Pan Am cards, the Jackie Wells cards, all the famous names in the game, but there's also units. So this one's called the Psycho Squad. So that just means that these are probably going to be like your pawns, your mooks that you send out to go get killed. This is Psycho Squad, of course, from the Cyber Psycho unit killers. So it says this unit gets +1 power for each one of your face-up legends. So that means what that's telling me is that the legends are going to be played face down probably initially, and then you're going to have to flip them face up as you build your crew, because this game is based a bit on building a crew and then completing gigs and all that. At least that's the assumption I get from what I've seen with the trailer and, of course, with the things I've read. So we got Off-Duty Malfini. So this is from the Voodoo Boys. So this is another unit. So this is and another thing we're learning here is that there are different colors in the cards. So I believe that last one was a blue. So we got yellow, and I believe I've seen red cards and everything. So there's different colors. There's probably going to be like different unit types, different legend types, and I think that will matter. So there we got a red card. Okay, so this is Cyberware. So this is a gear card. So that means that we're probably going to be equipping, it says it right there, equipped to a unit or face-up legend. So that means we could equip to our, for example, our Psycho Squads or the legend that we're playing. So if we have V, we can hook them up with the Mantis Blades. And everybody loves Mantis Blades. Now, the only thing that I'm very curious about is if they're going to let us mix colors, or if we're gonna have to stick within a color, or if we're gonna have to stick with like a unit type or what have you, because some card games allow for that and some card games don't. So no, hold up, let's go back here. Mantis Blades, Kuroshi Optics. So this is another yellow gear card. So it is an implant Cyberware. attack. So I think when you attack with whatever this is equipped to, you look at a friendly face down legend without revealing it. So that just kind of further confirms that you're probably going to have your legends face down. And then, of course, throughout the course of the game, you will probably be revealing your crew as you're kind of building it up. And, of course, on the top left and in the bottom right, I think the top left is probably like a casting cost. I think maybe like with the Eddie Buck logo up there, maybe there's like some sort of like resource system where you have to spend, I don't know, 1 Eddie Buck to get your Kuroshi optics. And then the +1 down there is probably for like your power, like attack damage, like maybe something along the lines of like when you equip this gear, install it, you get +1 to your damage, and then when you attack, you get to do some spying. Hold up, this is going too fast. Mandibular upgrade. So this is another cyberware implant. So this one's, I believe it costs one. Like I said, the top left, it looks like they probably have a cost up there, but this doesn't add to what I would suspect to be the power boost. So this gives your probably your unit or fate legend blocker. So this kind of makes, you know, it upgrades your defense a little bit just based off this. And like I said before, none of this is final card text. This is just concept text, but you know, if it's like any other like card game, yellow in like Masters is like a defensive color, so you know it kind of tracks if it's following that same pattern. All right, so say we got the Pan Am Palmer Novad Cavalry Legend. Looks like a cost of 3 and a power of 4. There's actually no card text put on it yet, but I would suppose that if you're playing a Legend, you're probably going to have card text. Yeah, Jackie Wells, same thing. Judy Alvarez. So it looks like all the legends aren't going to have their card text yet. But, you know, obviously, you know, they're going to have card text. Ooh, okay, we got a whole suite of cards. So we got Goro Takamura. That is the art that I showed you on the slideshow. And, of course, there's all kinds of... Okay, so then there's a support card on the top right there where Takamura gets... gains bodyguard, which I'm assuming that like allows you to protect your legends. Maybe, I don't know. That there's a card there that says Emergency Atlas. And so so when that card attacks, you're able to flip your legend, so you kind of reveal your legends. To the bottom left, there's a Chrome Fang card that we can't really make out what it does, and of course, it looks like there's probably an equipment card or some kind of unit at the top there. It says attack if you have blank amount of street cred. It looks like it's 7+, so street cred's going to be a thing in this game, and that kind of makes sense for the cyberpunk way of life. You know, it's all about your street cred. It's all about, you know, how well known you are, how you know, popular, how successful you are. So, you know, you got to build that street card. So if you have 7+ street cred, defeat a rival gear card or that costs 2 or less. So that what that reading there is like you're able to destroy your rivals' gear or their cyberware that they have implanted, so making their legends or units weak. Okay, there we go. The variant of V Corporate Exile. So this is a corporate V. So it's a solo typing. It says the first time your opponent discards a card from the top of their deck each turn, you may draw a card. I don't know what that means. Maybe there's like a life decking system. That's a wild guess right there, but it says 0 cost or 0, and 8. That is a very, very powerful card. Let's take it back a little bit and see if we can't make out the card that was slid underneath it. Okay, Dying Knight. Okay, so this is that card that we saw at the top there. So this is a V's pistol, Dying Light. So weapon Merc. So you equip a unit or face-up legend. It looks like it costs 2. Eddie Bucks with that symbol. Again, I don't know what any of this means, or the information on this is very limited. And then you have an attack if you have 7 or plus street cred. Defeat. So this is killing, you know, a rival cyberware. Ooh, okay. There's our boy Atom Smasher. There's the boy Atom Smasher. Ender of Legends. So I mean, looks like it's ripped straight out of the like. No, that's probably more from the game. I don't know, but that's a sick looking card. It's red. It's probably an Arasaka type, if I'm guessing. I mean, it's, you know, like from this based off of what I can tell, there's gonna be like types, you know. So I'm assuming like with gangs or whatnot, there's probably gonna be like gang affiliations or corporate affiliation. So, you know, you'll have your Militech, probably Arasaka. This is just all guesses. I love that the fact they're using gameplay footage too. So yeah, coming in 2026 for the Kickstarter. You don't make a name for yourself as a cyberpunk by how you live. You make a name by how you die. Kind of like the creed of being an edge runner. And of course, there's that free Lucy card that you get for signing up early for the mailing list if you support the Kickstarter. So it's not something that they just send you. I guess just because you sign up for the mailing list, but it's like something that if you're pre-signed up for the mailing list, they'll have your email that you use for the Kickstarter. And of course, they will track that and say, hey, this is where you get your Lucy card from, saying that you were there early for the signups. So based off of what we just checked out there by reading the IGN article, seeing the IGN interview, there's a lot of hope for this TCG for me. You know, I love the Cyberpunk IP, I love the genre as a whole, and of course I love TCGs. I'm hoping a lot for it because, you know, I play mainly Dragon Ball Super Masters, and you know, I don't mind playing another card game, but there isn't another card game out there that has my attention until I saw this. Again, this is the most excited I have been for a card game since 2018 when I discovered Masters, and that was like a year when it was like a year and a half old. So, you know, there's a lot of potential here, and I'm really hoping for the best. In the video, if you have any interest in any of this information, I will put the IGN article down below in the description, as well as the mailing list sign up, and of course I will put the link to the hype video down below in the description if you are interested. If you are new here, my name is Brent, and I am also known as the People's Champ. If you've been a long time subscriber, again, thank you for the support, and thank you for tuning into these videos. If you are interested in the Cyberpunk TCG, let me know down in the description below, and let me know what you're hoping for, what you're looking for a TCG like this. And with that being said, thank you again for watching this video, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace. Hey everybody, this is the People's Champ thanking you for watching this video. If you want to see content just like this, there should be a playlist attached at the end of this video. If not, check our channel out and see what else you like there. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe.